Welcome back to Malware Woodworking. Today I'm going to be making something a little different. This will be for my wife's art studio. Going forward with my future projects, including this one here, obviously, I'm going to be using Autodesk Fusion 360. It's a nice software application that allows you to render your design into 3D and allows you to present it to the customer, give them an idea of what it's actually going to look like. Obviously, this one here is for my wife, so it'll be a good test to try it out. So basically displays here, the different sections that she wanted, the drawers, the top, how it's basically going to look. You can remove components as you can see right now. So it's a lot of features in there. It's really neat. Like I said, I'm going to continue using this software. And so the basic unit here is going to be 7 feet by 36 inches high and about 32 inches deep, with different sections for drawers and open spaces. Okay, what I'm doing right here is I'm further breaking down the 4x8 sheet of Baltic birch that I purchased at the local hardware. I broke most of the bigger pieces down in the garage, which made it a little more manageable for me to bring it down to my basement. But here I'm cutting some rough dimensions for the sides. They'll basically support the entire unit. What you're seeing here, these are the sides for the drawers that'll be used. Here I'm using my router along with the guardrail that attaches to the router. I'm currently using a 3/4 inch bit, and basically I'm shaving off obviously a 3/4 of an inch wide, but I'm only going down half the distance. And the reason for that is what I want to do is when I apply glue, I also want to put it on the bottom section and also the section that curves up. This is basically more of the same, but I think the view of this is actually better. Okay, doing a test run right now, and just wanted to clamp it up, make sure everything squares up, fits really good. This is the center section. I'll be doing it afterwards. These are the actual outside walls, basically, or sides, and then the other section is over there, which I'm in the process of putting together. But I just wanted to square it up, make sure everything's fine, and now I'm just going to get ready to start take it off, and then glue it, and then use some brad nails to tie it all together. Okay, as you can see, I clamped up to make sure it's square. You can see the entire side there. Obviously did on both sides, and same thing with the other side over there. But then I also tied in from the side, from the back here. I got another clamp going all the way to the back, and obviously did on the same thing on the back one over here. Now if we look at the other section, exact same setup, except I don't have enough of these angles here, these 90-degree. I should have bought another set, but anyways, so I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to let that dry overnight. And there you can actually see it better. So I tied it in from the end there, tying it down to the back end right about here. Get it closer here. And then basically, this side here, this is the thing that I messed up. Obviously, when they say measure twice, cut once, well, I didn't do that. But it's not going to really matter because this is actually going to butt up to, whoops. Oriented here to this side here. It'll make more sense once I put it together. And as you can see over here, it trues up just perfect there. So now you've got it's exactly 90 degrees. So that's good. All right, this is where the two sections come together that I talked about earlier in the video. So obviously, ran a bunch of glue on both surfaces, used a whole bunch of clamps to tie it together, and Also use some obviously screws to screw it together. This will be basically in the center of the cabinet, so I wanted to give it a little extra support so it doesn't bow. So what I'd like to do is actually do a test run to make sure I got my depth set up correctly using my Craig setup here that allows you to drill holes in the side here and then screw two pieces of wood together. You can add a little glue in there too if you like. Generally I just put a little dab of glue on there. But anyway, so you want to get the right height. Obviously you don't want that, when you screw in the screw from here, you obviously don't want it to go out at the other end. So I like to go down to at least 1/2 inch to the baseboard, down to maybe 3/4 of the distance of the width of the board on the bottom. And it's I only got one screw in there, but it's actually quite secure. But if you square everything up, just make sure everything's perfect, then you can take all the boards, at least the boards that I cut up, and you can drill them all at once, and it makes the process go a lot quicker. What I wanted to show you here is just once you got the depth, everything all set up here, basically mark it where you want to put your holes. And you take your pieces and you just repeat the process over and over. So once you got your jig set up, and you can go ahead and knock these things out fairly quickly. Okay, but this is Woodcraft. You can get them at Home Depot and Lowe's. They're just side rails. You can see over here, already got these mounted on there. Got your main support that you screw onto the side. I do 5 screws on each side, and then you got the side rail here that just snaps in here, and then this mounts to the side of your, in this case here, this drawer right here, and then you screw that on there. The key is obviously measure multiple times just to make sure you get it right. So in my case here, I go 2 inches in from the back, so it sets back, but then you also have to count for when you're doing the when you screw on this bracket here on the side of your drawer, make sure that it's also 2 inches back and at the right height, so you get the distance that you want, you know, from your opening here from the top to the bottom. I got them marked here. So this side right here is actually going to get 3 drawers. You have one here, one there, and one on the bottom. So just take your time, and it's actually quite easy to do. So I just bought this Rolex spray station. It's about $395, I guess is what I paid for it. So I'll give it a shot. I've never done any spray painting at all. This is actually, you use a dye and you mix it with water, and the dye actually obviously changes the color on the wood. So they have a cheaper version for like $90, but with this one right here, you can actually use it if you wanted to follow up afterwards with, say, lacquer. You'll be able to use it, the cheaper version for $90. That one, you can't spray lacquer with it. But anyways, I didn't want to do the oil, get one for spraying oil. I'm down in my basement, and it's the fumes were just really bad. So I figured I went with like something with a water-based system. We'll see how it works out. It's the first time I will be using it, and I'm going to try it out on this project. See how it goes. All right, I want to talk through the tools and the things that you need to do lamination. I got my laminate right here, which I already cut, obviously, and I'm going to be applying it on top of an MDF 3/4 inch. The tools that you're going to need, what I did to score this from a much bigger sheet is a laminate knife. That's very cheap. This is the contact cement that I'll be using. I'm going to need more than this to get to the surface area. I picked this up at Home Depot, the sponge roller with a tray, and this is a laminate roller. You want to be able to apply Really good pressure after you put the contact cement on the back side of this and also on here. I'll go through that process. And since these fumes are actually really bad for you, I went and bought one of these full face masks, and this takes care of all the organic vapors. There's a list of a whole bunch of them. This is the PA3 filter cartridge. I think I paid like $8 for this thing, but you know, you don't want to take any chances. Safety is always crucial. So anyways, so we'll go through this process. I'm doing it obviously in my garage outside for better ventilation. I didn't want to do it in my basement where my shop is. Well, basically I got a 7-foot by 31 inches. This is going to be a top of I guess like a storage table. It's actually for my wife, for her art studio. And I'll add more to that. So, first time doing it, let's see what happens. Alright, here I'm basically preparing a glue up for a laminate I'm going to put on top of this MDF. This is the top that'll be used on my wife's, in our art studio. It's a counter or storage facility actually. And over here I'm applying the contact cement onto the back of the laminate. And I put on 2 coats. I waited like 15 minutes between each coat. I just want it to dry. And then you end up getting rid of all the bubbles there. Now I'm laying out these pieces of wood because you don't want that the laminate to contact till you got everything lined up properly. Obviously, the way this glue works, it's the pressure you put in when the 2 sides come together. Hence the reason why they call it contact cement. And just work from the center to one side, and then you work to the other side. Pretty straightforward. I think you got to apply about 25 to 30 pounds of pressure and let it sit for about an hour. Then it's all set. All right, this is it. This is the final result of the storage cabinet that I made for my wife. It's on coasters or wheels so that you can move around if she needs to. Laminate on top, Baltic birch, which I end up using a dye to spray it, and we got some black walnut for the trim, and little pine that was painted black. She wanted black for that, and that's the end result. Okay, this is the top, obviously, and if we come around the side, so see if I can, it's a little tight here, let me see if I can get in position here, back up here, there we go. So over here she got all her, basically her canvases here that she stores in there. That goes back, I think it's 32 inches or 33 inches deep. And then she's got some drawers here. Let's slide out. So gives her a lot of. So most of this stuff was actually all out through the basement. Let me see. So it goes back pretty deep. And this over here on the side, those are the 3 drawers. And there's nothing going to be up front here, so you can see all their stuff in here. So she didn't want anything over here, obviously, but it's just a nice way of organizing all their stuff. In the past, this was all over the place, so we try to organize it. So I got a few other projects left to do in here for her. So if I swing around, as you can see some of her artwork. I'll leave a link in the description of Anna's Etsy site so you can check out some of her artwork there. Now for everyone's favorite part, here are some of the outtakes. These are basically things that went wrong during this project. I hope you enjoy them. Well, you know the old saying, measure it twice before you cut. Oh well. I'll be able to hide this, so it won't be so bad. Okay. Oh. Drop these. I wish I had a magnetic one here. God. Oh. God. Unbelievable. Damn, lost another screw. There we go. Ah, gotta be kidding me. Oh. Oh, as you can see, the screws are too long. Thought I measured it right. Oh well. Damn. Well, this concludes this build. I included a link to Ania's Art Corner Etsy shop. You'll find this link in the description section of this video. Well, you made it through the entire video. Thank you. If you could do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe, I'd very much appreciate that. And leave a comment. Let me know what you liked about the project and also on the video, so I can improve on the next one that I produce. Thank you so much.